Welcome back to Firestorm Games and another Games Workshop unboxing video. We're continuing with our Gloomspite Gits of January, but this time we'll be looking at the new Shadespire Warband, Mollogs Mob. As usual, we'll be taking a look at the contents and cards before assembling some of the miniatures. So let's get started. First of all, we have the fighter cards, of which we have 4, one for each miniature in the Warband. Each card is the usual arrangement. We have the artwork at the top, a photo of the miniature in the top left corner, followed by the abilities and stat lines in the bottom half of the card. The first card that we have here is the Warband's leader. Mollog is unique among other Shadespire fighters by being incredibly big, tough and deadly. He can easily crush single enemy fighters with ease or focus his attention on hitting all adjacent enemies with his whirling club attack. Mollog is capable of taking his opponent's hits in his stride with a mighty 7 wounds. In fact, you're counting on Mollog taking some wounds in order for him and the rest of his warband to become inspired, at which point the whole party becomes more deadly than before. To balance the warband out against this heavy hitter, the 3 other fighters are much squishier and have fewer offensive capabilities, yet each have their own unique role to fill. The Bat Squig is fast and incredibly mobile, allowing him to navigate the battlefield with ease to harass weaker opponents or capture distant objectives. The Stalag Squig is unable to move but can be deployed anywhere on the battlefield and acts as area denial. While he can't hold objectives himself, he can stop enemies from doing so. Finally, we have the Spite Shroom. Again, this fighter cannot hold objectives, but its choking cloud attack targets all adjacent enemy fighters, which can easily finish off enemies that have become softened up by Mollog's big club. The Spite Shroom is also unique in its ability to self-detonate, once killed dealing 1 damage to all adjacent fighters. This attack may be one of last resort, but it will certainly help to keep your opponent's wounded fighters at bay. So with the fighter cards looked at, let's move on to the rest of the cards found in this box set. The remaining cards are all unique to this box set and are broken down into 29 Mollogs Mob specific cards and 31 universal cards that you can use in any of your Shadespire or Nightvault warbands. These cards are made up of the usual assortment of upgrades, ploys and objective cards. As Mollogs Mob is a very specialised force, you will find yourself relying on these cards to help enhance your warband strengths and mitigate their weaknesses, especially in the 3 fighters accompanying Mollog. For example, the Stalag Squig, whilst at first glance is quite an ineffective fighter, can be made much more interesting to play with the help of some cards. There the whole time allows you to return a slain Stalag Squig to the battlefield, whilst rooted to the spot makes the Stalag Squig able to hold any objectives that he's been placed upon. Now that we've looked at the cards, we can now move on to the miniatures themselves. As I've already mentioned, Mollogs Mob consists of 4 miniatures, with Mollog being the largest Shadespire miniature that we've seen so far. This Dankhold Troggoth, while smaller than his counterparts, still bears many similarities to his larger brethren. Mollog has the disproportionate features typical of the Dankhold Troggoths. His hunched uneven shoulders are attached to long gangly arms capped with huge hands. He carries a large wooden club which, much like his shoulders and chest, are festooned with fungal growths. Like the other Dankhold Troggoths, his head features large bulbous facial features which sit above the mouthful of vicious uneven teeth. Both his face and pose give off the air of annoyance, which, considering he's been awoken from his slumber and only wants to go back to sleep, makes perfect sense. Accompanying Mollog are the smaller critters that inhabit his subterranean home. These include a living biting rock formation called a Stalag Squig, a flying bat squig, and finally a roaming mushroom primed to explode in a cloud of choking spores. The first of these, the Stalag Squig, is very straightforward and is simply a stalagmite with a face and protruding tongue, whereas the Bat Squig is your typical ball of teeth, but with 2 stubby wings instead of legs. As if squigs weren't dangerous enough, now they can fly. Finally, the Spite Shroom is a large mushroom emitting a putrid cloud of spores from its cap. However, being a mushroom doesn't mean it can't move. Instead, it scuttles around on 2 spindly, spider-like legs. All of the miniatures in this set are snap fit and easy to build, meaning you can assemble them in next to no time. When combined with the fact that they are cast in a slightly pale blue plastic unique to this warband, it means you can easily have these on your gaming table in no time at all. So let's finish off assembling these miniatures and take a look at the completed warband. And here we have the completed Mollogs Mob warband that can be used in your games of Shadespire or Age of Sigmar as part of the Gloomspite Gits. Overall, it's a very characterful looking kit that is easy to build while still offering great opportunities for painting. If you're looking to pick up one of these warbands for yourself, the RRP is £17.50, but it is currently available on the Firestorm Games webstore for 10% off that RRP, and you'll find a link to its page in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, do let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with our latest videos. So we just want to say a big thank you for watching this video, and we hope to see you again on Firestorm Games.